Hi, my name is Beth Tugasmarian. I am a Filipina, a mentor, a farm caretaker, and an entrepreneur here in Palawan. And this is my story. So the farm has been here since about 1991. So we're approaching our 30th year. And all of this started as my dad's hobby. So this was a special place to bring family and friends away from the city. We weren't from Palawan. And this was just really something that we looked forward to every summers or Christmases. And Dad, being an agriculturist, he loved planting. So he started planting the trees. His dream was really to have his mango orchard and retire early. And then the mango weevil happened. So at that point, Dad, I think, had already planted about 700 trees. In this farm, about 240, and then another 500 to 600 plus in another farm in Aborlan. So that just went on. Dad just continued with planting trees. And then we were coming here, as I said, during summers, but we really moved here in 2015. I was out of the country for about a decade. And during that time, I was doing my marketing, I was building my career, I was doing my master's, and then in 2014, we finished a consultancy project in Cyprus, and we were getting ready to move to the next place. And at that point, we were ready to set down some roots, so the natural thing would have been either the UK because of Paul, my husband, or here. And we were really moving towards the UK because I wanted to continue with my career. And then we came back in 2014 because it was my mom's 70th birthday. And Paul said, why don't we go visit our friends in Palawan, because he's been here before that. And we've been supporting an indigenous peoples group for studies. So we came to Palawan, and he said, I think the Lord is telling us to move here. And I wasn't so sure about that. So I said, we'll go back to Cyprus and we'll pray about it. And we did. And after that, I felt that, yeah, the Lord was saying that, you know, there are resources that I prepared for you here, and I want you to use those resources. One of the things in my heart at that point was food security. And so we just went with that instruction. When initially it wasn't like we weren't really going to do farming. But when we got to Manila before our move to Palawan, we felt that, okay, we should learn. If we're gonna be on the farm and use those resources, then we should learn farming. And so that's what we did. We decided that it's going to be an organic farm because we felt that that's the right way to go. We just went for it. So when we moved here finally in 2015, January of 2015, we set about really doing organic farming. And it was very difficult at first because we're corporate people. We knew nothing about farming. But the good thing was that Dad was here, and he spent a lot of time on the farm. And also the people around us who were already working as farmers with us, they were very full. They were full of knowledge about the land, about the things that were important. So we learned a lot from them as well. And then whatever we picked up from all the seminars that we attended on organic farming, then we put that to trial. We put everything into practice, and then we found also mentors in the organic field because we knew that we needed help. So we were mentored here in Palawan by people who were also doing organic farming. So one time we were having our meeting with our guys, and there was so much calamansi. So Paul said, why don't you do calamansi marmalade? So that's how Ithamar Orchard was born. Ithamar Orchard is the processing of the farm. The farm is La Virginia Farms, named after my mom. And Ithamar Orchard is the processing unit of things that we produce here. Alongside this, DTI asked me to do consultancy work in marketing and branding. So we were also meeting producers here in Palawan and mentoring them in branding, because that's my background. We saw that it's still not sustainable for us to be able to really support workers who were with us. With increasing demands, increasing needs, their families are growing. So we said, okay, well, actually, how it happened was that the Department of Tourism came here and they said, why don't you open up your farm for agri-tourism? We had already the guest rooms where family, friends would stay with us. And we did get a lot of requests for staying at the farm. So we started refurbishing, we talked to local architects, and we said, okay, how do we go about this? And so that's how the farm stay was born. With the pandemic, we started baking because everybody was baking and everybody was looking for baked goodies. We said, okay, there are things in the farm that can actually go into things that are baked. So we started doing the fruit tarts because there's cashew butter here. In Palawan, we wanted to support also the other local producers, so we introduced that in cinnamon rolls. We did durian coffee roll. Suha, we made into marmalade. Everything citrus we made into marmalade, and we put some in cookies. The mangoes we also put in cookies. So yeah, we just wanted to use everything that was here for that, to have that farm-to-table experience in some way, even if they're not coming to the farm. Obviously, the guests that we had at the farm would be enjoying farm-to-table breakfast, lunch, and dinner when they were here. So Paul, my husband, is a good cook. We fancy calling him a chef here because he's the main guy who cooks. And so he enjoys cooking for people. So that was one of the features of the farm stay, that they would get to pick their own salad if they want to, pick their own fruits, and have it served fresh to them. And also we worked with other farms, not just us, no? Because we also wanted this to sustain other farmers. We're so used kasi to convenient food right now. And just like the next person, I also enjoy a burger. But I think it's important that we have a good source of nutritional food where we know where it came from, and we can trust that it's going to nourish our body, not just make us feel filled, but really nourish our body. We're very blessed to have been able to support our staff, our workers, their families here. We didn't have to really cut down the workload, except for a very short time when we were just rethinking our strategy. But everybody's been fully employed. We even had an increase in pay. We've been, I think, really blessed in that, where when we needed some resources for paying people, our own workers here, our durian harvest came early. We were the only ones in Palawan in May having durian, and that really made a good source for our workers to continue with their work. I think the farm will play a role in that, of giving that venue for people to enjoy nature. I think the farm and farm stays all over Palawan, I think will have a good season, because people who will be coming, who want to come to Palawan, I think will be looking for that kind of experience now. I am so grateful that people and situations here in Palawan have taught me really invaluable things, things that I did not appreciate before coming here. And those lessons have come from a wide sphere of the community, not just from my own age peers or my own circles, but from circles that were very young. They've taught me a lot, and also from people who have stayed here for a long time. One of the things that I learned very, very profoundly is love for nature. That appreciation became deeper when I came to Palawan. That's one of the very valuable things I learned here. I also learned that as much as I give, which I wanted to do, I wanted to give of my experience with global brands, with international markets. The market here has also taught me things that I would never have learned if I had stayed in the world that I was in. It was really gratifying to see people enjoy the products, enjoy what you have created for them. And so we've had people who didn't want to leave the farm. They came here and they came from all sorts of adventure in the Philippines, and they come to the farm and they say, we just want to stay here. We really don't want to go out. They found peace. We've made so many friends because of that. That's been really one of the highlights of our experience in being an entrepreneur here. Getting to meet wonderful people and learning about their stories, learning from them, what they've been through, and being able to share just a small part of their time here on earth. That's been really good. When people also enjoy the food that we serve, and we've had a lot of good reviews on that, then we really feel that, okay, we're in the right place. People are enjoying the food that comes from the land, and our workers are going up in their life. They're progressing. They're able to have more freedom to make choices. That's, I think for me, that's the highlight. I can speak as an entrepreneur and also as a mentor. Educate yourself. That was one of the things that really helped us get into the thick of things right away as farm caretakers, as taking care of this resource. We had to educate ourselves, find out how to do things, because you cannot give what you don't have. And entrepreneurship will be a lot of giving. Giving to your team, giving to your target audience, giving to the community that you find yourself in. So without you equipping yourself also with knowledge, it's gonna be hard. You know? So educate yourself. Take one day at a time. You know? Things change. Sometimes overnight they do, and sometimes it takes a very long time. Entrepreneurship is a process. It's okay to make those mistakes. I don't think there's any entrepreneur who just went straight from zero to hero without any hiccups or did not stumble. The important thing is that when you make a mistake, you owe up to it and change whatever went wrong. No? Learn from it, and then you don't make that mistake again. If you can, it's better to learn from other people's mistakes, not necessarily always have to go through the mistake yourself. So yeah, that's part of the learning as well. No, you open your eyes to what's going on around you. You seek mentors. You do, kasi they know what you're going through. They will be able to guide you, to help you get up when you fall down, to help you avoid mistakes that are avoidable, and they can just give you a head start that's really invaluable. I'm so glad that in the Philippines, the women, according to a study, we are one of the most emancipated in Asia. It's a good place to be a woman, I believe. And don't devalue yourself as a woman. You have great things to contribute. You are the nurturer of communities of people. Without women, I think there's going to be a very big void that cannot be filled by just knowledge, by just technology. The hands of women care for the world. And yeah, enjoy that. Enjoy that role. Enjoy the strength that comes with it. And acknowledge also the weakness that comes with that. There's no shame in that. Men have their own weaknesses too, and they have their own strengths as well. And I think collaboration together is always the key. Hi everybody, we'd like you to get to know us better. Come visit us on our Facebook pages. We have several, because we have the farm, which is La Virginia Farms. You'll see our produce there. You'll get to meet some of the guys on the farm as well, the wonderful farmers that we have here with us. And so that's La Virginia Farms on Facebook. And then our processing, where you will find our jams, our breads, our juices. That's Ithamar Orchard. That's I-T-H-A-M-A-R, Ithamar Orchard. We're on Facebook with that. And the cabins at LVF, LVF standing for La Virginia Farms, the cabins at LVF is both on Instagram and on Facebook. To see what our farm stay is all about, you can also go to www.thecabinsph.com. Hope to see you there.